Hi everybody and welcome to the A Little Knitty podcast. My name is Maribel.
I'm Jen.
And it's been a while.
It has been a while.
So today we're bringing you our February 2024 podcast.
We are. It's February 1st today that when we're filming, and hopefully this will be out to you shortly after. And I felt like I was just talking about how January felt like the longest month ever, but maybe that helped us get some stuff done.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm hoping. Have you finished anything recently?
I have, so we're just gonna jump right into it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Because we have not been around for a few months.
We haven't, and we have lots of things to talk about. So
yeah, so we're just gonna jump right in.
If you want to know who we are, watch another episode.
So I just finished this shawl at 3 a.m.
It is so pretty.
This is called the Lane shawl.
Like L-A-I-N-E? No.
L-A-N-E.
L-A-N-E. Okay.
So I'll bring it up close. So this is the Lane shawl. It's by All Knit Up Designs, Sierra Crone. I do have to add pom-poms to the end of these.
Ooh.
And one right here. But
that would be cute.
I got rid of my pom-pom maker like 10 years ago because I made pom-poms once and I was like, never again.
Yeah, but probably like tiny pom-poms, right?
Yeah, I think 1-inch ones and then a 3-inch one. For
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It is super cute.
I knit this with my Romantic Feel colorway, and I'm so in love with this. And again, I finished this at 3 a.m. this morning because I've been listening to Crescent City 3. If
anybody's out there doing the same thing, staying up way past your bedtime.
So this is like my...
I don't even think you had a bedtime.
I usually do. But I told my husband, I'm like, don't expect me to cook or clean. We're getting takeout. I'm gonna take our kids to school and pick them up, and then you have to parent because I'm reading my book.
I love this.
I let them know a month in advance. So.
It's on the calendar. Mommy's on vacation.
Yep. So now that this is done, I'm like, this is my Crescent City.
I love it. So you were audiobooking it?
Audiobook.
So you could knit and audiobook it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be having kits with the paper pattern. I'm still figuring out how much yarn I need.
How much yarn is.
Because I think the lightest color will need a full skein, and then this darkest color is a new one.
Oh, okay.
But it's a little.
I thought it was new. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Because there's 6 sections. I did 6 colors.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's like my color.
Yeah, it is.
It's my phone case.
I really like this color a lot. Yeah, I thought it was different though. But I also just assumed I remembered it wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's super cute. And then you had to make the tassels, or do you make the tassels as you knit, or do you have to put the tassels in later? That's probably part of the pattern.
Later.
Later.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, does she have some sort of like way I don't know of to like make them as you go?
No, it's later, just so you can block everything.
Oh, that makes sense. It's blocked too?
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm impressed.
And I wove in my ends.
I'm so impressed right now because no,
that's not me. I usually hide them all.
Yeah. They're still in there. Most likely something I pull out. I think I wore this a few times and I had the ends not woven in the armpits.
Yeah.
Do
you have anything finished?
So this has been one of my newest finishes. It's the Love Note. I knit it in Sweet Georgia and Cash Silk Light held together. So it's kind of a dark berry, and then this one is a dark brown. That's catching the light pretty good. And so it just turns into a dark color, so you don't see the lace as much.
Yeah.
Like, what is this called?
But it looks
it's so soft and cozy. It's like wearing a stuffed animal. It's probably weird, but it's super, super soft and cozy. And it's, faux mohair. It's not mohair.
Right.
Because I can't do mohair, but it's got that like feel of mohair. So I love the Love Note. I've knit it probably, I think 5 times plus a baby size Love Note. You can knit it a million times and never get tired of it.
Yeah, it just, to me, I thought it was just one color. I didn't realize.
Yeah. So It has a little bit of a marled look to it, a little bit, just because like sometimes the fuzzy yarn kind of went to the back of the yarn, but yeah, it's a little bit of both. So so yeah, this is something I finished, which I feel good about. I did have a little finishing spree, because you know how like you kind of like are working on this and working on this and working on this all at the same time, and then everything finishes and then you feel like a rock star.
I don't do that. Yeah. I start a lot of things.
But I made this baby blanket. This pattern's called Sliding is Fun. I'm pretty sure it's called Sliding is Fun. Yeah, Sliding is Fun. It's a free pattern, and it uses one skein of cumulus and then one of the degradé cumulus. And so you just do 2 rows of this and then 2 rows of this. And
that is so fun, because like the reverse,
it's cool. Different. And you're not doing 2 rows like garter. What you're doing is starting with gray. It's a free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away. Start with gray and go down here and back, and then you start the green over here, so you push the stitches all back, and you go down and back with the green, so you're only ever knitting, but that's what creates this kind of one color on one side, one color on the other side. Okay. So you only ever do the knit stitch, but you technically have like 2 rows of stockinette and then 2 rows of reverse stockinette, so because of the way you're knitting it. So it's kind of a mind bender, but it was really fun to knit. So
it's so cute and so soft,
and it's for a baby that we don't know if it's a boy or girl, and so you know,
it works out.
So yeah, like those are my most recent finishes, and it feels good to have some things off of my list. Like I feel like my current whips are not ridiculous.
Yeah, I was going through my list in December, like, because I have a planner. I've shown it the last 2 years, not this year though, where I just looked at all of my whips, and I was like, I've had these whips since like 2021. Yeah. Am I going to finish it? Am I still in love with it? Will I just end up restarting it?
Yeah. So what are you going to do?
I UFO'd like 20 things. I was like, we're done. Just because I started it 3 years ago doesn't mean I have to finish it if I'm not in love with it. So.
Yeah.
Right now I only have 3 knitting projects.
That's impressive.
But I have like 20 cross stitch projects.
I mean,
yeah,
one thing.
But I've been like starting and finishing.
So what are your 3 knit projects?
A baby blanket.
Okay.
A bulky baby blanket because I just want to get rid of some yarn.
Yeah.
A hat. And then a shawl.
Wow, I'm very impressed.
Yeah,
I have a lot, but I think I need to do the same thing as like
30 knitting whips in December.
Yeah,
and it's February 1st, and I was like, we're not
doing this. Yeah. 2024, we're not doing this. We're not carrying this into this year. Awesome. So do you have anything else you've finished, or you just have your works in progress?
Works in progress. I finished 2 other things, but they're at home.
Oh, well, we'll talk about it next month.
So, a project I just started.
That's pretty.
Today.
Did you dye that fabric? Oh, that's pretty fabric. Oh, what's that?
I started this, and as you can tell by the hand.
Is it Beetlejuice?
No, it's going to be...
it's the hand. I didn't see the hand.
Morticia and Gomez.
I see Gomez now.
Yeah.
Oh, and your needle holder.
My little needle minder.
Or needle minder.
So, yeah.
Aww.
This is called Mon Cher Katamia by the Witchy Stitcher.
Okay.
It's a cute little like monthly Patreon pattern, and I love her stuff, and I knit all her stuff, or cross stitch all her stuff.
Yeah.
So this one was for a February release. I was like, you know what? I could finish this in February. It's a small one.
And is it like it will fit in this frame when you're all done? Is that like how big it is?
I think it's like finished. It's gonna be like a 6x7.
Okay.
It's about this.
Yeah. Cute.
Yeah. I'll have to show you the picture later.
I like how like the background's just so like Valentine's-y, and then like it's gonna be Morticia.
Right. But it's got like the red dots in it. I think this is flamingo. And this is supposed to be like the shrimp flamingo. Okay. But it works out.
I really like it though. It's like perfect.
Yeah. Like too pink, it'd be too romantic. And it needs a little bit of spooky.
Perfect. I love it. And it can go on your wall of like framed things.
Well, I showed you my like little spooky thing, right?
Yes. It needs to be there with all of them.
Yeah. And then I just started this.
Looks like goes with your fabric.
This looks like nothing, but it will be a hat.
I love a provisional cast on because like it looks like you chose bright green and red and this red to go together, and like I know it's just your provisional cast on, right? But I've had people look at my work before and go, oh, that's an interesting use of color, and it's like, oh, this is gonna get removed, this is gonna get thrown away.
I need to see what it is.
Me too. Yeah.
And it can't be sticky yarn, it can't just be any yarn, but just it's gonna get pulled out.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure this is called like the slouchy or the fluid slouchy beanie. It's a really old pattern.
Okay.
From like 10-ish years ago. But it's one of my
going into the archives.
Yeah.
So folded under brim, is that what we're dealing with? Okay.
Yeah. It's my whatever. It's my go-to. And then whenever my husband is like, "Can you make me a hat?" I'm like, I always use that pattern.
Okay. So is this for him or is it for you?
I haven't decided yet. He loves red. He's a ginger. He loves red.
Yeah.
But like red on red.
I did the same thing. So this colorway is called Comfy Cozy, which comfy and cozy, which to come back to Sierra, she released a pattern called Comfy Cozy the same week I released this colorway, Comfy and Cozy. And so I just thought that was kind of funny, and so I mentioned on social media like it would be great to knit her pattern with our yarn, and my cousin actually special ordered some right away and did the fingering weight base, and but this is our Square Peg Yarns latest release, and we did it on fingering weight and DK weight, and so both of us decided we both needed a sweater in the a hat, not a sweater. Whew, I mean, sweaters a sweater. On. I mean,
would be great.
Yeah, I really love the way this is knitting up. Like, I just have a little bit so far. But
you have that sample up front.
Oh yes, we have like a machine knit hat. Yeah, and then you can then get an idea of like this. The dark spots and stuff will just kind of melt into each other. It's not going to be variegated, but you will have the little speckles show up. So.
So that sample sold me,
samples sell yarn. And the dyer behind this, our helper dyer is Heather Ellis. She does all of our Square Peg yarns for us. So she's phenomenal dyer, and we're very lucky to have her. So what else have we? So we just started this today.
Yeah, I mean.
We have issues. We've always had issues. I cast on, it's called the Coffee Talk Toque, Canadian hat.
Is that Tracy?
By Tracy Miller, yeah. So I wanted to cast on a hat that is by her design, and so like it was perfect. It was a match made in heaven. So yeah, now I have another project that's on the needles. But hats are like palette cleansers. Yeah. Like we can have these done by like 2 days from now. Yeah. I mean, if we stay up all night listening to an audiobook, we could have it done by the morning.
I finished it. I think it's a 26 hour
Oh, that's right.
book.
You finished.
I finished it. But
you could
always do it again. Yeah. I mean, my kids were like, "Mom, will you open this snack for me?" And I'm like, "I'm listening to my book." So I missed a few things. I know it.
Now you need to like re-listen.
I would rewind it, and then they would ask me the same thing, and I'd be like, "I have more snacks," and I'm like, "I just want to listen to my book."
Mommy's listening to a book right now.
All right, what else? What else do we have to chat about?
So you know me, the yarn carnivore. Over here.
What are you doing?
So this is one of those projects, like on my whip list, that I started in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love it. However, it's been 4 years, so I need to change the size.
Yeah.
And my yarn tension might be a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been sitting for 3 years.
And if you liked it enough, you probably would have finished by now. Is that kind of the thinking? Like.
Yes and no.
Yeah?
I just moved a lot.
Okay.
It's kind of in storage.
Yeah, that's true.
And I bought the...
Oh, this was like this was a duster, wasn't it?
Yes.
This was like all the way to the ground duster.
Kind of, yeah. And look, I even have my little pandemic.
Oh,
This is how long it's been. I have a little pandemic keychain.
So there's also like weird feelings in there. Is this Hohi Locatelli?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the long summer cardigan by Hohi Locatelli, and I bought the called for yarn in it, which is a Lola Bean.
Oh, it is beautiful.
It's an 80/20 superwash merino silk blend.
It is. It's a gorgeous yarn.
Yeah.
And these two colors play so nice together. But I can definitely see, like, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
This could be something different. So what are you thinking?
Oh no, it's gonna be the same.
Oh, it's going to be this.
But
Oh,
I
okay.
have to restart it.
Gotcha.
I even messed up.
Okay.
Like I didn't do a provisional cast on.
Because you're like, what?
I'm like,
It's 2020. I'm not doing no
I have a brand new
provisional
baby. I'm not listening to no rules.
And now you're going to listen to the rules.
Now I have to change the size and listen to the rules. I've grown up. So,
I'm a new person.
so yeah, I mean, I separated for the armholes.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. And you know that you'll like it then. I thought you were going to cannibalize it and like make a totally different. But yeah, I mean, you have the yarn. You might as well.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is.
It's really. And that silk content in there is gorgeous.
And every time I look at the cover photo, because it's the same yarn, I'm like, oh, I just want to look at it.
Is it the same colorway too?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it even more like I really want to wear that. I love you have a very like kind of salmony kind of
vibe.
Yeah. Like I find that I get stuck in like for a while all my sweaters were maroon, like it just was happening. And now I feel the need to like go knit something like totally a polar opposite.
I think it's the season.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Like this one, like it's called Romantic Feels, and it's very like Valentine-y without having to be like pink or red.
Yeah. Or that you can't wear it year round because it pulls to Valentine's.
Yeah, but then it's also like a wintry feel, so it's very universal.
And it looks really good like on you. Like that color looks really good on you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's all I've got going on.
Well, I'm excited. So are you gonna cannibalize that as you knit, or are you gonna rip it all out, and what are you gonna do there? Do you mind ramen yarn?
I don't mind.
Okay.
No.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, some people like when they rip out work and the yarn looks kind of all ramen-y, like ramen noodles, that bothers some people, so they would like totally like rip it out, re-hank it, soak
Wash it and everything.
And
No.
Okay.
You've seen me knit straight from. I'll just be knitting straight from it. It's fine.
It would be so cool if you could figure out like the cadence. I know you're gonna change the size, but like have the stripes like show up, like you just knit straight off of it. That'd be so cool. My knitting geek is showing. Like use it as a sock blanket. Anyway, I do have one other finished object, I guess. This little baby sweater is I want to say it's verdant. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it, or it's not. We'll see. We'll put here what it is called, but it is a fun baby sweater pattern. I've actually done this a few times. I feel like it looks good for boy or girl, especially if you're going to do this color. Like this could be boy or girl, and technically the pattern does have you do the button band on one side of it's boy, one side of it's girl. I don't subscribe to that. Like, because I have a boy and a girl, and like I totally put Piper in
Right. Well, that's the
boy
thing.
clothes,
like men's.
Yeah.
thing.
They button on the other.
I've been confused a few times to be like, why is it my stuff the way it's supposed to be?
I don't know if I ever knew which side it's supposed to be. Anyway, but this was a super fun knit, and it's in a new yarn that we just got, and this whole sweater was just one ball. I know, right?
What size is that? Is that like
This is the smallest size. So this was the, I think it's a 3 to 6 month. But this is called Honey, and it is a new Easy Care soft vegan yarn. So the other day I met with our yarn rep, and definitely the use of the term vegan yarn is really big right now. So it's acrylic. But definitely a lot of things are being marketed as vegan yarn, which just kind of makes me giggle. But it is a DK weight. It's 262 yards to 100 grams. You can do anything to this. Throw it through the washing machine. Great for baby blankets and sweaters. And then I don't have to worry about like who I'm gifting it to. They can throw it through the washing machine and everything's going to be okay. So yeah.
I think last week or 2 weeks ago we had a newer knitter, and she really wanted to knit a blanket, and she was like, "Oh, I like this alpaca," and I was like,
I know.
Knit a blanket for yourself?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like save that alpaca for yourself.
Yes. But it's specifically she wanted it to be a baby blanket, and I was like, it's not.
I know the softness is there and that squishiness that you want to give a baby, but yeah, like the gift that you're not giving to the new parent is like this. If the kid pukes on that, you know,
you have to hand wash it.
Yeah. That's why I like this is 94% cotton. It's very absorbent because children leak, and you know, absorbency is fantastic. So yeah, and then like baby sweaters seem to be a thing right now, because like we also have a sample of this I think it's called All Squared Up. Is that what it's called?
So
yeah, squared up baby jacket. I don't know where they all came from.
This is like, every time I see this sample, because it was sent to us,
yes,
I fall in love with it so much. And so this is
Echoes by Gusto yarn, and it's put up in two 50-gram ball or hanks.
You're just like matrixing.
Like, it's put up in two 50-gram hanks. And the nice thing about that is you can get two socks that are, you know, it's gonna matchy stripe up at the same rate. You can also then have two balls, so if you do 2 at a time socks, it's already set up for you that way. But what they did here was they did 2 hexagons, and then just seam it together in the back, and then seam it together up here. And boom, you have a sweater. I am not a great crocheter, but I even knocked one out in my size. Not with this yarn, because that would have been really spendy. but with a different yarn, and I'll put in a picture. But yeah, like I'm obsessed with granny squares. Obsessed. Or granny hexagons. Let's see. What else have we got? I think we're diving into, we never have like really firm breaks between like things we're working on and things for the shop, because it's kind of a muddy area. But we do have some new things in the shop. We do have the clover. I've been seeing this all over Instagram, of this new clover ball winder. Thank you. Words hard.
It's past our bedtime.
It is. And we talk past our bedtime. The nice thing about this one is one rotation is 4 rotations of this, so you're gonna wind up your yarn a little bit faster. It's really, really well built too. I liked that. And then it also it comes pretty much assembled. You just have to put this on and pull this out, and it's done, which is nice. Sometimes they don't come pre-assembled, and so you're putting parts on and you're like, I think this is how it works.
It's like the clamp.
Yeah, and then it clamps on the table.
I have one that's like very, I don't even know, like very short.
Yes.
And so there's only
certain
one
tables.
place.
Yeah. And this seems like it goes pretty good. Like it can go, because it can go all the way down here. So you could clamp it on a pretty thick table.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had that problem too. And it has like the kind of the grippy bottom too to help stick it. Because
I have to go out to my shed. And if I'm knitting at 3 in the morning, I'm like, I'm not going out there.
I'm not going out to the shed. I don't even have a ball winder at home. I just break in here at 11 o'clock at night and wind my yarn.
Is there only one color?
There is only one color.
Okay.
Right now. I mean, who knows? It's brand new, so maybe they might like really.
I mean, I love this color.
Yeah.
It's a very...
But yeah, just one color right now. But it is a brand new product from Clover. And I love, Clover's been at it a long time. They do good products. A couple other things that we got restocked because they've been selling out so stinking fast is the Lumos knitting lights. These are amazing and so flexible, and like you can send it different directions and you can knit while your husband's driving. And you can do it at different, I'm not going to turn it on too bright because I'll blind everybody, but different temperatures, and then you can also make it dim. There it goes.
And In Brighton.
In Brighton. So, like, you know, if you are on the airplane and try not to, like, wake other people, you could have it on the more golden light and then dimmed all the way down, and you can still see your work, but you're not bothering other people. And then, right now I'm knitting with really dark needles and black yarn because, of course, the only needles I could find were really dark. So it's really nice for, like, in the family room, I can take my project in there.
Yeah. No, when I knit, I leave all of my lights on, plus, like, just my neighbors just get to wonder what I'm doing at 3 in the morning.
They're like, what is that weirdo doing? Oh, she's up knitting again. Past her bedtime.
Well, that's sometimes, like, my time, like, I'm being left alone, right? My husband's asleep, my dogs are asleep, my kids are asleep.
I agree.
And sometimes I pack orders at, like...
Yeah. And just to not be needed. I mean, we love our families.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, especially mamas, like, the not being needed, the knowing that, like, you can watch whatever you want. Nobody's gonna walk in the room and be like, "What are you watching, mommy?"
What are you listening to? And I'm like, "Leave me alone."
You know, and just you're not gonna have to stop whatever you're doing, right? Yeah. You know, it's just it's. There's something to be said for middle of the night knitting. But yeah, you pay for it the next day. I fear that my children are going to grow up and be like, yeah, my mom was always hungover. And I wasn't. I was just
book hungover, knitting hungover.
But that's what they're going to remember of me. And then the other thing that has been, we're not going to show that yet.
Oh, okay. I was so excited.
But the cordsmith that has also been very hot on Instagram. It's an I-cord maker, and we have actually lots of people who have test driven this, and the I-cord's getting longer and longer. So yeah, you can test drive it here. It's super easy. It's a little bit addictive. One of our teachers here has gotten super addicted to it, and she's making a rug.
Yeah.
Like, she's like full force. But yeah, it's fun. It's just like, it's a little addictive. We have these back in stock as well, online and in store. And then if you're in store, you can play with it. And then the last new thing, I did have one other thing I wanted to share. This is Happy the Hippo. It is a cute little hippo. Oh my goodness, look at him. Crocheted hippo with our brand new Rickaroomy Nilly yarn. This comes in 30 colors, and it is a chenille. It is categorized as fingering weight, but definitely floofs up to fill more space. But I think that it's important when you're doing amigurumi to actually use this, kind of yarn that fills the space, because then you don't have to knit or crochet it quite as tight. But a friend of the shop, Kelsey, made this little guy for us. And like his little tail
and his little feet.
And yeah, and he has little feet. Like, the details in this pattern, like, I definitely would have been lazy and like not, but like, she did such a good job. But yeah, like, tons of amigurumis. I really want to crochet up some houseplants that I can't kill. Let's be honest. Like, really cute little, like, what are those, like, pearls or whatever, like the little pearl plants. Anyway, I have no clue. I don't know what they're called. But I really want, like, plants around my house that I can't kill.
Yeah, my dad grows everything. Like, he grows all the flowers. Like, I love roses so much because we had a rose garden, and he would just pick some and he'd be like, "Here, oh my god." I have roses at my house that are dead.
Your dad needs to come over and take care of that.
He does. And he grows all these veggies, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, right? Maybe it skips a few generations. My great grandparents, all, like, on both sides of my side of my family, they owned nurseries. How come I kill everything? Like, shouldn't this be in my blood? It's not. I'm too busy tending to my knitting. Anyway, you can knit with this yarn too, but I think that definitely the primary awesomeness of it is for crochet. So we have this little happy little hippo hanging out with us in the shop. You can check him out. And then also Teresa crocheted up a little donut, and I think she's thinking about turning that into a class. So so we have a couple little samples with this new Nilly Nilly yarn, but it's definitely fun to crochet with. A little forgiving because it does fill all those spots. If your one stitch is big, one stitch is little, nobody's ever going to notice.
Right.
A little harder to see your stitch definition, but that's the forgiving part of it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a new one to the shop. And then coming up in March, this is kind of a sneak preview. I haven't even shown Maribel yet.
I think that's my favorite part of this.
Right? Yeah, like, what's in there? And I haven't shown anybody. I didn't even knit on this at Sit and Stitch because like it's top secret. But oh, it's pretty. She's gorgeous. This is the Malabrigo March 1st knit along. So it is. I don't remember the name of the pattern. I will find out. But Malabrigo will be hosting on Ravelry, in their Ravelry group, and I think it might just be just on the Ravelry group. Anyway, they're hosting a knit along where you can post your finished objects and win prizes, and they do it every March, I believe. This is with 3 colors of Dos Tiaras. Right now we only have in stock these 3 colors because I had let the Dos Tiaras kind of dwindle down, and then I saw this pretty knit along, and I was like, okay, we're getting Dos Tiaras back. And so I brought these 3 in so I could knit up a sample, and then I just today placed another order for many other colors. So Dos Tiaras, if you don't know, is their DK weight. It's alpaca and wool. I believe it's 50-50. And
I love garter and lace sections.
Too.
That's kind of
me too. So this is one of those knits that is just memorizable. Bring it to social stitching situations. Bring it to, we were talking about like knitting at football games and hockey games. You're talking about, knitting in public, right? This is when you can. I knit a lot of this at physical therapy for my daughter. A lot of this has been at many doctor's offices waiting for both of my children, who Piper had knee surgery and Nolan had wisdom tooth surgery, and I live in doctor's offices now. But yeah, so like it's just a super fun, very repetitive. So anybody who likes a challenge, this is not challenging. That's
kind of what this was.
But yeah, like
you cast
a little
on
repetitive.
The long.
That's right. You cast on here.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking you cast on here.
Yeah,
okay.
You end there.
But this is the opposite. You start with just a little tiny bit, and then you're gonna get to the.
But it's
part.
garter here.
Yeah.
So even though it's a million stitches, like
it's just knitting.
It's just knitting.
I know.
Back and forth, and it's great for when
or watching a
Bryce
movie.
Quinlan's in danger, or Hunt Athalar, or blah blah blah.
Either spoiler alert or you have
They're
no
always
clue.
in danger, yeah.
But yeah, definitely good for listening to audiobooks. Yep. Like if you're gonna binge a whole bunch of audiobooks, put this on your needles because you can just check out from this and check into your book. Watching movies, there are patterns out there that will push you and make you a better knitter, and then there's patterns that just are enjoyable. Like this is just potato chippy. You have 8 rows of lace in between, and then it's just garter for 16 rows, but you find yourself excited for the next color change, and it definitely captivates your attention.
The predictability,
yes,
is
I don't need a pattern near me.
Yeah.
Like we're good. Although I was going back and forth between something I'm designing right now that has an increase at one end, an increase on one end and a decrease at the other, and this one does too, but in a very different way. And so I was like, which one am I doing? So I had to stop for a second and reacquaint myself. But you can take any 3 colors. All 3 colors are going to play evenly with each other, because I had color A is black, and it's black. Color B is Fiona, and color C is Pascal, and then Pascal plays with black. So they all play with each other. So it's just fun. So I will be releasing out to our followers that when exactly it's going to start. It's supposed to start March 1st. More details about how to join in. I'm hoping to have like a little kickoff party here of, you know, all casting on the same thing. And then also this is really set up well for somebody who is on more of the beginner end of things. This is totally attainable for a beginner knitter as well. So it's not like if you're new to knitting and you're like, oh, I can't participate. This will meet a new knitter where they're at. Might push you a little bit, but if you've, you know, especially if you've knit the 3 dishcloths that we have in our like Learn to Knit kit, all of those things are in here. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to wear it. Like, it's definitely smooshed up when you block it. This yarn blocks really nice, and so that lace is really going to open up, and so right now it just feels very smooshy. And so yeah.
That was like when I finished.
Did you?
I'm like, I want to wear this so bad.
Yeah, but do you feel like it was kind of smooshy?
It was, and then that garter just stretches.
Exactly.
Out.
So if you don't know about blocking, you know, definitely early in my knitting career, I did not understand blocking. I thought it was like a gate-kept secret. I didn't understand what it meant. It just means getting something wet and letting it dry flat. But that really just opens up all your stitches and then like kind of evens everything out. Makes better fabric.
Also to be said, like beginners use acrylic.
True story.
Most
I
of the time, right?
used a lot of acrylic.
Start off at
early.
Joann's.
Yeah, yep.
So
or like hand-me-downs from grandma, or you know, whatever. Yeah.
And you're like, blocking. My thing, like once I'm done, I can wear it.
Yeah. Because acrylic. I mean, honestly, like I didn't block this because it's acrylic and it would bounce back to exactly where it was set. And so that's the beauty and not the curse, but like the frustrating part sometimes of if I knit something a little too tight and it's acrylic, I can't block it out. Or like I do rely on blocking to like kind of make my work a little bit bigger. So I'm an aggressive blocker. I will admit that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Like it's gonna be a pretty big, because it's 100 grams of each color. It's gonna be a pretty big shawl. And then I'm gonna make it bigger when I block it. But yeah, if you want to join in with us, I would suggest not grabbing the black needles. Oh, and it's size 7. Yes, size
that's
7.
a great size.
Yeah, size 7. I'm pretty sure that's what they called for. Or I went up. I will include all of the information when I announce this knit along. And if you are new to knit alongs are just where we all knit the same thing. They can be done virtually, like Malabrigo will be hosting it, and you know, you just kind of check in and post pictures, or sometimes knit alongs are physically in our shop too, and we're putting together something for April that will be a shawl knit along. So yeah, so we have some virtual and some in-person knit alongs coming up. So yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, not really.
I had lots to say. We just thank you for joining us once again. I know it's been a little while. Like, life is hard, and especially I have to say the season that you're in with little tiny children that go to school and bring home
all the germs,
every germ they can find.
I mean, I was sick every 2 weeks since September.
Yeah.
The only time I wasn't sick was because they were on vacation. And then January happened, and I was like, now we're sick again.
I know. It's and that's, I mean, it seems like as soon as they start school, like we had the same thing. They had not seen those germs before, and they picked up every single one. Luckily, middle schoolers and high schoolers don't lick each other as much, so I mean, anyway, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
I'm gonna open my fortune.
Our fortune?
Yes. What's your fortune?
Something about.
Oh, I think, did it fall on the floor? I thought I saw a fortune on the floor. You are bright and witty.
I think so.
I have proof.